Okay. Let's see what this goes. I guess. Hi guys, hello, meet everybody. It's MicheleMarieDalene. We had a slight issue of apparently I guess my stream key changed and I did not know it. So I get that fixed. Welcome to the morning show. Before we get started, I wanted to explain to all of you that first of all, the morning shows, like the night shows, are very different. They are much more relaxed. For those of you that are new to the streams, you probably don't know that. For those of you who have been around long enough on YouTube, will know that the morning shows are much more relaxed and chill environment. So I want to explain that to you guys. For the new people that are just coming in to the streams, we don't usually take phone calls in the morning show. We do sometimes have panels, and the panels are usually among people that I have invited to the show. So make sure you understand that. Last night we did a fantastic job on the show. We did get the green dollar sign back fairly early in the stream, so we didn't lose all the revenue. However, I noticed that somebody was blocking people without justification. However, let me honestly say this. I was watching the Restream.io comment section, not the YouTube. So I don't know who did it, nor do I know why they did it. So just keep that in mind. That I do know that somebody, one of my mods, was doing this action. Blocking a lot of the regulars, like Skunk Ape, Stan Connecticut, and a few other people. That's not cool. I don't really like blocking people like that. Especially Stan Connecticut. What did he do wrong? We had 18 people. Yeah, but even the blocked people, I bet, were probably going, well, Michelle fixed the problem. Yeah, Michelle did fix the problem. But the thing was, is we don't know where the problem came from in the first spot. Oh, what was wrong? What was broken? What was broken with the system? I don't know. Because, you see, no one seemed to have explained what the problem was. Go figure that one out. So, we are up and working. How you doing, Carolyn? So, who was doing that? It's beyond me. Noodles personally got the ban hammer from me for his comment of what she suggested I should do to Ed, and I absolutely got really, really angry with him for that reason. I played that part for Ed last night, and Ed was absolutely disgusted at him, at Noodles. Remember, Ed had ended his call before Noodles came on, and so he didn't know what was going on until after he watched the replay, and he was like, "My God, this guy is a creep." Not my words. It was his words. But either way, okay, no one's gonna suggest to really do that to anybody, trying to cause someone harm like that. Okay. The night shows, last night's show was probably one of the most complicated shows to do. We had so many things going on. My internet was absolutely getting saturated. It was just getting slammed with multiple streams coming in and out of the computer. And I'm surprised the computer didn't basically have a nervous breakdown. It was just absolutely ridiculously busy trying to handle all of those inputs and outputs at the same time. But it survived the 92, and that's good. For a reason that's very obvious. So for the morning show, I set the general rule of thumb back to normal that you have to be subscribed for one day. Out of 1,084 subs from last night, you are more than likely in that eligible time frame to chat. If you're really new, you're going to have to wait for a little while. But other than that, I wouldn't really be upset about it. It's just easier to keep a track of who's here and who's not, and Also, if you really are dedicated to the show, you will have subscribed and you will more than likely um, understand the reasons why I normally do keep a tighter rein on the chat sessions. Today we are not streaming on multiple platforms. We are not streaming on all those platforms in the daytime show because that is just, like I said, it was just too much to do on a regular basis. Keeping an eye of all those things at once. But we do have a topic to cover, and it has to do with the debt ceiling. Now, the debt ceiling is we're running right up to the limit where the government basically has already maxed out its equivalent of its credit card. They're actually municipal bonds or bonds. Not that credit cards, more like IOUs. Okay. Let me explain something about the bond situation so you understand this. Whenever the government needs more money, it makes an IOU or promissory note with another individual called a bond. The bond basically says, you let us borrow your money for, say, a period of time, 5, 10, 30 years, treasuries. In exchange, we pay you interest, plus we pay you back the principal within a certain period of time. It started being existing after World War I, and so every year, Congress has to borrow more money so that they can pay back the bonds, for the money they borrowed. This year, the Republicans have said, no, we're not raising the debt ceiling because we are so sick of spending money on seeing Democrats going crazy with a $3.5 trillion anti-poverty legislation and stimulus bill, which they frankly think they can pass without us. He might be right. They may not be able to pass without them, but that's another topic. I'll get to that one also. The reason is, so they say, is we're not going to raise the debt ceiling. We refuse. Oh, and by the way, if you think you're so hoity-toity with your Reconciliation Act, you raised the debt ceiling in your legislation, your budget proposal, which they could do that. However, the problem is, at the same time, two Democrats are particularly a little bit uncomfortable with a $3.5 trillion piece of legislation. Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema do not want to vote yes on this bill. So let's just say, because they have to get the debt ceiling raised before October 1st, that they don't pass it as a separate bill, which means they would need 60 votes to pass it in the Senate. Well, all the Republicans have said basically they won't vote for it. So how you doing, X679? So because of that reason, they say, well, we're gonna vote this reconciliation bill. Reconciliation. Look how long it is taking to pass this $3.5 trillion boondoggle in the first place, and you'll see that it ain't gonna happen that way. Okay, with neither the support of Joe Manchin or Kristen Sinema, they're not going to get this legislation passed. It's just going to be dead on arrival. Now remember, you need at least 50 votes because all the Republicans have vowed to vote against it, which means a score of 50-50. Okay? If anybody in the Republican Party wavers and doesn't vote at all or withholds their vote, then their chances of passing it only becomes a little easier because the fact is, with Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema not on the gung-ho about this bill, it's just going to die. And when it dies, if you put the raising debt ceiling in that bill, the government's going to die. Okay? That's really the reality of it. Now, Walter Caburn said this morning that it would be political death to the Democratic Party if Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema basically back out and refuse to vote yes on this bill. Because not only would the bill fail, but then again, their entire Democratic Party would fail. And we already know we have problems with a president that's clearly losing his mind. The FDA is in a mess. The CDC is in a mess. The NIH is in a mess. But if there's no funding in the form of bank, well, we default on our bonds. If it gets bad enough, the bond rating will cause us to get. See, they have like a credit score. It's called the bond rating. And what happens is that could go down from AAA to J, which is junk. I mean, they're not right away, but if this keeps coming up, it's going to keep coming on. And the country will be losing its credibility, and people will not let the government borrow money from other countries. Usually, other countries buy the bonds, and then we pay them back over 30 years maturity rate. So this is a pretty scary thought. So if that happens, the economy goes down the tubes. What's going to happen to the American people? I've been trying to find out everything I can about what would happen to the average individual in the case of a government default. And here's the main thing that I can come up with. It's a mess. The United States has never defaulted on its bills. Never. At the level we're talking about here. We're talking about major calamity. Okay? Sorry to give you a dose of reality in the morning, but that's the truth. It has to raise the debt ceiling regardless if we want to keep things running close to normal. Joe Biden wants the legislation passed. Chuck Schumer wants the legislation passed. Bernie Sanders wants the legislation passed. Many Republicans may personally want to agree with that, but they want to keep with the party's vow, and so they probably will stick with the party's vow. Even though there's a few moderate Republicans that might say, hey, you know what? Let's go halfway with this. But since the Republicans are basically a person's non grata here, there's no way the Republicans are going to vote in this bill. I don't even know if they're even allowed to vote, if they could even vote it out. It would be interesting if they could. But I don't know. It's just a mess. Politically, it's a mess. You know what's not a mess? The weather. Which I can tell you right now, we have Hurricane Larry out in the Atlantic, turning its way around, making itself stronger. It's a Category 3. Likely not to cause any immediate harm to New England, but definitely, if it decides to go westerly, may hit the East Coast. But at this point, it is just churning out there in the Mid-Atlantic. It's not doing anything yet. However, they think that maybe it could hit Newfoundland, Canada. But by the time it gets up to Canada, the system is going to be pretty weak. Maybe back to a Category 2 or Category 1 storm. Because they'll be running into colder water. So, you can see now how this situation is unfeasible, unworkable, and how it's going to hurt everybody. But yeah, it's just absolutely sad to think about this legislation. The fact is that this is a pleasant surprise. My daughter dropped me off a Starbucks pumpkin coffee. You're welcome. I'm glad you must enjoy that. I can't stand pumpkin stuff. I'm sorry. I just can't. I can't even stand the smell of it. Here in New England, that is like everybody likes to really ramp up the pumpkin spice around October. And It's just not for me. I'm not into that pumpkin spice stuff. I know Patty was. I'm not. She was in there and she had pumpkin spice air fresheners. Shit, tons of. Um, used to irritate my nose, my nostrils. But I like jasmine tea. I never had jasmine tea. Now, is Ed gonna have another stream on my channel in the near future? I don't know yet. Okay. He explained last night that the gout itself is gone. His joints are still, kind of stiff, and I think it's more or less he's got standard right now osteoarthritis like I have. And having osteoarthritis, let me tell you right now, it sucks. However, if you don't move around much, you're going to make the problem worse because the more you lay in bed, do nothing, the more stiff your joints are going to become because your cartilage inside of your legs and your joints starts to calcify and you start to lose the flexibility of the cartilage. Not a good thing to keep laying in bed like that. I can't smell the coffee because I have so much Bengay on my shoulders. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, it was fine to have them on the panel yesterday. We're gonna, I still like to have people on the panels, at night and stuff. And Ed was on the phone. He was in the old phone system, which we used the private line to call into the old phone system. But I Google Voice. The way Google Voice works is really, really sucky. I'm not too impressed with the Google Voice setup at all. I think it's very noisy, chaotic, just absolutely difficult to be sure you're going to get a clear connection because it's you using it's like sending before yesterday morning. It's like sending a fire hose worth of data through a straw. You're basically expecting a tiny little podunk ISP in the middle of nowhere to send over 3 megabits per second of data through a tiny hose that can only barely handle 1.5 up. And so we're lucky the show even goes well at all. No, it's a type of medication to help with arthritis and joint pain. Yeah, so yes, a lot of other people too. I use Bengay here as well. It's okay. I even tried Aspercreme, which sort of works also. But so everybody keeps saying to me is you should have Ed on your stream again. Even Ed says I want to be on your stream so we can make more money, and because my channel doesn't really have a number of subscribers on it to get monetized yet. And I told Ed, I said, look, I said if you don't do any shows on your channel, you're not going to get monetized. And the reason is very simple. You need to start putting content out there. I mean, it's common sense. It smells like the smell of Bengay around me. Biofreeze is too costly. Never heard of Biofreeze, but yeah. I use my muscle massager on my legs, which helps when my legs are really stiff to loosen them up. Because I need to keep walking. Unlike Ed, I can't sit there laying in bed like a big giant, turd. I have to keep working, keep walking, because my whole livelihood is entirely within my own control. And if I don't make an effort to keep going, then I'm in trouble. Well, anyway, so what's going to happen if the government defaults? Well, first of all, a lot of government services are going to come to an end. Starting first with the non-essential things. Parks, recreation, anyone? It's kind of like a shutdown, but for longer term. Talking about non-essential services will be the first to close. Then, as the debt ceiling continues to remain unraised, it'll start eventually coming into the issue of the essential services that'll be curtailed and cut next. Okay, those people who paid in Social Security, entitlements, food stamps, and things like that, they'll probably be the last ones to experience the real cut. But what they are going to experience is the higher costs of food and supplies. Hey, are we seeing that, right? Inflation. Because the shipping debacles because of the pandemic has already giving us a taste of what we can expect. Without the government services that we depend on, like if we lose food stamps and things like that, we're going to be screwed. I don't have now I need the 2 shoulders done. We better be stocking up on foods. I had both knees replaced. I get it. I haven't had any knees replaced yet, but there is certainly going to be a day when they're going to have to fix my left knee. But my right knee is also getting arthritis now. So it hurts, but I have no choice but to keep going. I can't afford the surgeries. I don't have the kind of insurance to cover that. So I'm lucky enough I'm still kicking and screaming after all these years, but someday soon I'm not going to be able to do that anymore. And next thing you know it, I'm going to be like Commander Pike in the Menagerie there, singing some kind of a power chair. Maybe talking by a beeping light somewhere. You just watch. A pretty scary thought. Perseverance is the key. Price of food already is skyrocketing. Here's one of the reasons why. A lot of the food, especially imported food, depends on container ships. The container shipping industry is right now is a mess. It is the Dixie fire in shipping. Nothing is going right. They can't get containers inexpensive enough to go from across the ocean. What used to cost like just about $2,400 to ship a 20-foot container or a 40-foot container is now costing $11,000 from China to the port of Los Angeles, and $14,000 to go from China to the East Coast. That's a lot of money going out the door just to ship the thing. Never mind actually manufacturing, which depends on the parts themselves, probably coming from similar container ships. So the manufacturers have to raise their costs to make the item, and then once the item is made, they have to raise their costs again to ship the item, because the cost for shipping the finished good is very much dependent on the shipping of the raw goods that they need to make the item in the first place. So some things have just gotten to be too expensive to make. Microchips, for example, a lot of our stuff now is made in Asia. And Asia is just like a major hub. Several ports are partially closed. There is a huge waiting list of ships outside of the ports ready to unload. But because of the actions of the Chinese government, for example, they're not letting ships come in. If anybody on a ship tests positive with coronavirus, they're sending the whole ship back to their home country to change crew, disinfect, and then come back again. They're insisting that the shipping people, the seamen, must be free of all pandemic. if anyone has it, the whole ship has to go back. And that's slowing a lot of shipping. Farmlands are being bought up, tract homes are being put, and we won't have much land left in the farm and sustain ourselves. How you doing, bigger boy? Yeah, tract homes, where's one of the scary things about tract homes? The companies that are doing this is major corporations like BlackRock. BlackRock is buying up homes, individual homes, and then they're turning them into rental properties. And so any home, even a good starter home for a family of two, is going through the roof because they have drive up the prices of the mortgage markets for home ownership. Now, with the eviction moratorium, right now at this current point, there's going to be 750,000 evictions to start with. As some of the states, not all, some of the states are not getting the money dispersed to the people that need it as fast as they should, which is causing major ouch for everybody. Everybody. There is no home for buyers of homes. They can't buy. They can't afford to buy. So they stay in the rental market. And the rental rents are going up so much more higher than the mortgage is right now. But they can't get a mortgage or a house on a mortgage they can afford because these big corporations are buying them up, like BlackRock is buying up so fast that they're offering top dollar for landlords and homeowners to buy their houses that you just can't afford it. In the case of the landlords, with the squeeze that the eviction moratorium has done, they can't afford to pay the mortgage. They end up getting foreclosed on because the foreclosure protection only covered your primary residence. It did not cover your rental properties. So those landlords are now going, gee, I got to pay for this, but I can't pay for this because there's no money to pay for this. So they end up getting foreclosed on. The tenants are already evicted because they can't pay the rent. So now the tenants are totally homeless. Even those tenants that have been paying the rent on time every month, if they're in a multi-family unit like I am, that building could still end up in foreclosure. They can still end up being ejected away from their home, and they will have no place to go because they can't afford to rent anywhere else. That's the problem with the situation. It's just like the Dixie Fire. Okay, it's just, it may start originally as a smaller blaze that could have been caught in time. Maybe they could have extinguished it, and everybody would have been just faced some burned territory. Now it's basically consuming everything in its path because of some bad policies that were being done by Washington. Not at all a good thing to think about. It's just totally disturbing to me that this could have been fixed a better way, but somehow these big corporations are doing this, and that they're buying up the properties, and no one else can afford to buy them. We're being suppressed and controlled. Yes, we are. The poor economy people, their incomes to deal with the ratio doesn't meet the qualifications to buy a house. Absolutely true. Absolutely true. And as banks are also tightening up their lending legislation or regulations, makes it even harder for the individuals to get a mortgage. You're right. Absolutely. Absolutely correct. But it doesn't help any when you do meet those requirements that some major corporation basically outbids you on that property, and then you can't afford you can come close to what they're offering the homeowner. For example, some examples come up to mind. Let me just throw some numbers out here. Let's say that they were going to sell a house for $140,000 in Connecticut, which would be a pretty conservative number. And let's say BlackRock or one of the other groups says to the landlord, "Hey, I'll tell you what, I'll give you $250,000 for the house." Now, the family's only suffering financially, and they're being offered a one-way deal out. And if they take the $250,000 deal, that means that they are basically in good standing, and that means that they have money to move somewhere else, or at least they think they would. No, probably not, because the price of housing is still continuing to go up. However, we're starting to see that starting to change to a more negative approach, but that's still going to take a while for prices to come down to reality. Is there any reason why they call real estate real estate? Of course. I call it reality estate. Let me give you a reality check. You guys, we are basically outpricing ourselves, and we're forcing everybody to live under bridges because we can't afford to pay the kind of prices that these corporations can do with their stockholders, their billions and billions of dollars in assets. These guys are buying huge numbers of houses, and it's going to cut into our sales and our income in ways that we can't afford it, so we have to rent, and our rent goes up. Credit now has to be pretty much flawless. Well, in the case of these places like BlackRock Securities, they're paying cash. They're actually walking in with suitcases full of money. They're not even going through banking. They're actually going out there and opening up suitcases of money right in front of the owners and say, in this suitcase, I have $350,000 in unmarked bills. Here you go. He'll give you this suitcase for $350,000. And yes, you can keep the case too for the price of your house. And that's what they're doing. And they're buying houses like that. They're not going through the banks. They're going direct to your house and robbing your landlord the money. They did $5,000 or $10,000 over the whole price of the house, and you're screwed. They've been doing more than that, some cases. So it's unsustainable at all. I mean, it's just totally a mess. No one can afford it. I can't afford it. You barely could afford it. And then, of course, like I said, once you see the crash of the economy, and it's already happening, what comes next? What do we replace this broken system with? Because that's the thing we need to remember is the system is broken, it's deteriorating, we got to replace it with something. But what are we going to replace it with? And here's a hint. Forget Congress, because Congress isn't doing anything to help. Congress is not helping because they keep worrying about their own stupid little pet projects. That is not going to help the American people. I mean, if the Democrats and the Republicans really truly cared about the American people, they should have worked on this second part of the stimulus bill together, and maybe by now we would have had something done. They don't care. They just don't care. It's all about the money and not the people. We need our farmlands to stay farmlands now so we can sustain the United States without relying on other countries. Absolutely. You're right. We do. You're right. 100%. Let's not be lying. Let's not be dishonest here. Farming is a hard life, and it's not easy for farming. But without the farms, local farms, we're talking about the local farms, not the major corporation farms. If the things really get bad and it's unsustainable, you're not going to be able to depend on the mega corporation farms to solve the problem. Because they depend on shipping. I already told you, shipping is a dumpster fire. It is a Dixie fire in the shipping industry. Getting things to the market, I don't care if it's by container ship or by train, it has gotten so expensive that it's going to end up reflecting up in local prices at the grocery store. And we all know that's getting to the point where getting shopping is like, oh crap, I might as well just a minute. You can't afford it anymore. Absolutely. You're right. You're right. They may have come up originally. Maybe a person was able to get a mortgage, say for 125,000, and then all of a sudden the individual goes, or the realtor says, "I'm sorry you just got out bad because somebody offered you for that same house that you barely were able to give for 125,000, 140,000. Guess what? You're broke. Yeah, you're done. Your mortgage, all that mortgage now is toilet paper. You can't get your house with that mortgage because the house you wanted is now out of your realm of probability." She says, "This is the person to me. I'm just going to be quiet for a while and let you go on. It's not my way to start a Saturday, but okay." Well, trust me, it's not my way either. But we do have some good news, though. The temperatures are going to be mild for the next few days. We're not going to see any major heat busters. Right now, the weather is moderate, cool. Like right now, I think it's like 20 degrees outside. Not bad. It's a good day. It's a good day to go outside and have a relax, do things that doesn't involve running the air conditioner. Which my electric bill for the air conditioner this month was 160 something bucks again. It's like holy shit. But right now, the local utility company, we call them Everscrew, which is EverSource, has angered up our governor of the state of Connecticut. He wants them to lower the rates. So here's my question. Why didn't the Department of Public Utility Control mandate that from the very beginning? When they should basically mandate they cannot keep asking for rate hikes. It's just scary. Yeah. So, are we going to get the stimulus increase? Well, maybe, but it will be in time. That I can't say. Of course, remember how much nicer it was when we were kids. On Saturday morning, we'd be watching cartoons, right? Yeah. Mom and Dad took care of the bills. We didn't have to deal with that shit. All we would say is when the ice cream check would come is, "Mommy, I need money for ice cream." Oh, yeah. Okay. While you're watching Tom and Jerry. Yeah, that was probably one of the things I miss very much about being a kid is the innocence of not having to worry about the BS that comes with adulthood. But last night's show was good. Noodles tried to basically put a kabosh on it. He tried to kabosh the night show. I was like, I gave Noodles a piece of my mind. And that's all I'll say. You can watch the show, watch reruns, and see what I said to Noodles in the end. It was kind of funny, but very, very serious at the same time. The things that I hear sometimes on the internet, from the drama community particularly, is very sobering. I'm not impressed with the baloney that keeps coming up. We keep hearing it over and over again, like, well, this situation is okay, but we are in the XYZ community, like, they'll really seriously make a big stink because we like the drama, and that's not what I want to do. It just wasn't what I believe in with drama channels. I think most drama channels suck anyway. But YouTube loves them, though. YouTube loves them like they live their Like they love their credit score. Okay, why? Because they know that, hey, you know what? We we can market a lot of drama channels on YouTube. They're low cost, and they bring in viewers and they bring in advertisers. Well, see people clicking on the ads and bring in lots of revenue. Yeah, that's true. It does, but it's not really what I call exciting. Okay, it's so limiting. It's so I don't know. It's so very so like you said, depressing. You know, hey, I like to have good times too. I mean, I don't like to live and eat and excrete this, drama and this baloney. The world right now is bad enough, drama wise. All I have to do is just look around. News article about this issue or that issue, and you just kind of go, well, this is not really fun. Are you wasting today? The little washer. Oh yeah, I do have to finish some more laundry. Yes, I got some more to do. Um, it's a pretty effective thing to have. Yeah, it's the Jetsons and the Flintstones were my choice cartoons. Yeah, I liked both of them. The Jetsons um, kind of gave me something to kind of laugh at, especially when Spacely and versus Cogswell. I think the business side of the cartoon I think they're hinting at something that younger people, kids would probably never get, but as adults we get it damn well clear what's going on. But of course, the way Rosie dealt with one time with Spacely kind of made me laugh. I said, "Here's your upside down apple or pineapple pie. Your pineapple's up. You may go." Oh, workers come to join. Workers, come on, join. Tell us what your favorite cartoons were. Yeah, I also used to watch a lot of Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner, and of course the classic Warner Brothers cartoons too, like Bugs Bunny, Yosemite Sam, Daffy Duck. Um, I watched a lot of those as I grew up, and I also used to watch Thundar the Barbarian. I always thought it was funny when you say, in 1999, a major climate has changed the irreparable atmosphere of the Earth, leading to an age of cyber science, sorcery. Yeah, I always liked Ariel. The sorceress they had. She was always kind of cool. Although Thunder was nice too with his sword, riding his horse and stuff through old battered New York. Yeah, it was fun. Um, it was just something that we did. We loved cartoons. Cartoons gave us an excuse to not have to worry about the BS that goes on in the real world all the time. But in some ways, the Hanna-Barbera cartoons were kind of telling a story about what they predicted the future could be like, especially in Thundar the Barbarian. I will just leave it at that. I'll leave it for you to figure out. First of all, the fact that sorcery is becoming a very popular topic now in magic, and yeah, I absolutely positively enjoy that. Of course, everybody must be still asleep. Maybe people have hangovers today. Oh, yeah. Well, and it was like, look me up, he said, 7:41. It's time to get up and you're snoring like crazy. Fine. Let me sleep a little longer. You snore too loud. You're driving me crazy, Ed. I don't actually have to physically get my butt out of bed until 8:30. I want to sleep for the last 30, 45 minutes. But I can't sleep when you're snoring. Oh, it's okay. If I'm snoring, that means I'm breathing. Let me sleep. People don't really think about it. It's so rude to keep waking up a person that's snoring. Really, it is so rude to do that. Like, why are you doing that to people? It's just so stupid to do that. He's the fifth. 5 subs. 5 watchers. So anyway, it came on this morning. And last night after the show, I found so many names that were hidden from the last stream last night. I saw so many of my regulars were hidden. Which mod was doing that? Which mod was doing that? Which mod was blocking people? And couldn't come up with the answer. So let me just reiterate for all the mods. Don't block people unless you really have to. And if you do, I'd like to know why. Because maybe I didn't see the reason. I know it wasn't you. I didn't suspect it was you. But somebody did. And so I'm going to make a very simple, very straightforward rule for all mods. In case I don't know who's doing this. If you do block a person, tell me why. In case I didn't see it. Because listen, that I don't see everything in the chat. Things happen so fast when you're doing streams like last night. I can't see everything that's occurring. I try to keep an eye out on everybody, but between the phone calls and trying to hear the phone calls and answering the phones and panel discussions, it's very hard to see what's going on in the side chat. So you get this, and you start to wonder, why are all my mods, where are all my viewers? And then you find out that, right, exactly. Which I understand that. I don't have a problem with that. But somebody did. Somebody went on a blocking spree. And so I ended up having to unblock a lot of the regulars. Let me make this clear for everybody. This is one of the reasons I keep asking for wrenches. Is, hey, if we have wrenches, then we can't be blocked. Yeah, but that's not the way it's supposed to work. Okay, you're not supposed to be blocked unless you're acting like a jerk anyway. Why are you being blocked? Give me a wrench so I can't be blocked. Yeah, but what happens if you need to be blocked? What if you're a new person that is not even a regular here? Yeah, they did. You were one of them. Unfortunately, I got blocked, and I had to unblock you this morning. It's just a stupid policy, and that they start trying to escalate the arms race for the wrenches. So we don't know which one did it. This is not. I don't even have any clue who did it. But what I'm saying is we know our regulars. We know that they're not the ones that normally causing mayhem. So why were they blocked? And because the way the restream IO worked, I can't easily tell by going back and looking at the replays. So that's not helpful for me or you or anyone else. That's why you shouldn't make just any stupid knucklehead wrenching mod. Exactly. I've seen some here that pretend to be your friend many months from then boom. Yeah, I know. exactly. I'm trying to find out who's doing it so I can deal with the problem. It's it takes time. Takes time to figure that out. So, are we gonna have a live stream tonight? Well, you know what? I'll tell you what. If I do, we're gonna have a World of Warcraft gaming stream. Why not? It is Saturday night. Ooga chooga, ooga chooga, ooga chooga. Right? So why not just have a World of Warcraft gaming stream tonight? Restream IO like we did yesterday, but just doing gaming. No phone calls. No panels. Well, if we do one or two panels, be one panel, that's fine. But because when I'm playing World of Warcraft, I don't have time to do the phone calls on top of everything else. Skunk Ape got blocked repeatedly. Now I know he's a fun guy. That's the reason I keep him here, because I know he doesn't mean harm. I don't know if Ed is gonna be doing the show tonight. I asked him, he's not sure. He doesn't have any hurt. It doesn't hurt like with a regular gout anymore. Right now it's his regular arthritis, and he's still basically doing the same mistake of laying in bed and not doing anything. It's like, damn it, Ed. You know, people wanted you to be on the show tonight. And, I don't know. Pick your poison, it doesn't matter. What I'll do is, you know what, man, that would be a good way to play World of Warcraft. Why not? Same setup like last night. After all, games give me a chill zone. You know, it gives me a chance to relax. And I do admit that I play a lot of the same things all over again. But right now, it's still slow. The morning is still slow. Not a lot going on today. But I really got to admit, though, when it comes to people who complain about people who snore, first of all, an interesting statistic that came up. A large portion of America snore. People in the world snore. And there's one stat I can't find. How much of your own snoring causes you to lose your hearing? I'm talking about your own hearing. I'm curious if that could be perpetually causing you to lose your own hearing from hearing damage. Because remember, your mouth is not that far from your ears. So what happens if you're snoring and, well, let's just say they say 125 decibels will cause permanent hearing loss. So how many decibels per is my ears getting from my mouth? How does your body deal with that damage to the ear canal from snoring? Or does your brain desensitize the ear canal when you're sleeping so that you don't cause hearing damage from your own snoring? I don't know. I'm kind of curious, but I don't have the numbers to verify how that works. Maybe a sleep specialist or an audiologist may know the answer to that question, but I sure don't. But waking up a person and snoring repeatedly is not exactly going to not exactly give them brownie points with you, because if you're sleeping and they keep kicking you out of bed and you're like, like Ed's starting to really kind of bother me when he does that. It's like, you're not be snoring. Shut up. I'm going back to bed. And it's coming to a head over here. It's like, And they also say statistically, 40% of American couples do not sleep in the same bed. It doesn't surprise me. Why does body snore anyway? Why do we snore? What's the advantage of snoring? Why does our body give us this thing of snoring? Why do we snore? I mean, what causes it to be something that through evolution we continue to do? Well, I don't drink alcohol, so. Also, Tiger Kitty, to my knowledge, did not yet sign up on my Patreon page. She said she wanted to sign up, but did she? I don't know. But so, are we going to see a stimulus check? I would say yeah, but when? I can't tell you that. That's my opinion now. Because Bernie Sanders really wants the stimulus check. Many congressmen want that stimulus check. But without Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema supporting the legislation, and the Republicans making a vow as a bloc not to vote yes, something tells me it's going to be a very, very slim chance in hell it's going to pass. That's a real shame, considering they say now that the pandemic could last up for another 3 years, based on current trends. Sorry about that. Now we have to go grocery shopping next Thursday, so I might as well bring this up to your attention now. On the 9th, I'm going grocery shopping with Krista. So trying to get some supplies and stuff for the house. And at the same time, I don't know if it's going shopping with us or not. I don't really know what its plans are. But we'll see. So the Thursday night show tonight, guys, is going to be a World of Warcraft game show. Because I know Ed's not going to join us. And yes, we can still play World of Warcraft on Discord, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, DLive, and like we did last night. With the one twist is I'm not going to be able to look at every single question that comes up when I'm playing the game. Okay? Because when I'm playing the game, I'm focusing to progress. Now, I will say one thing. What makes playing World of Warcraft so frustrating is I play so many characters that are the same spec. Warriors. I only have 2 warriors. I actually have 1 warrior in the 2 warriors, a hunter, 1 paladin. How you doing, Metal Kitty? And a couple of mages, and they're all going through the same training courses, and you're going over and over again. It's the same routine. Now, I want to go ahead and look at other parts of World of Warcraft, other parts of the game, progress beyond the same levels. It was like real life, right? You do the same thing every day, and in the real world, after a while, it starts to get old. Especially, sure, you know what you're doing. I'm glad to know you're doing okay. So last night, like I said, somebody blocked a lot of my people at our regulars. And we don't know who did that. But I'm just asking if anybody know who did it. I'd love to find out. But that's the reason I don't really believe in giving wrenches to just everybody. Because giving wrenches to everybody is like suicidal. You soon could be lower than the recommended bit rate. Well, you know what? There's nothing wrong with the bit rate. Yeah. Well, I ended up having to unblock a lot of people last night because I don't know who blocked them in the first place. Repeatedly. It was like 10 people blocked. I had to unblock them. 10 people that I know are good people that have never done anything wrong. So, I know it wasn't you. I got a strong feeling it wasn't you. I have a hunch it could have been. I may be wrong, but I did remove one wrench from one person that I thought could have been the problem. But that person also hadn't been on much. So I don't know if that person is the one that did it either. Or it could have been another person they gave wrench to, or one or two people I gave wrench to that chose to do that. But that's the reason I don't really want to have a million mods with a million wrenches running around here, because it becomes very unyieldy trying to find out when people are doing bad things to you. Now, today, you're going to be... Tonight's stream, if there is one, like I said, is going to be a World of Warcraft game stream. Or maybe even Elder Scrolls Online. Because I don't know if Ed is going to be wanting to do a live stream today or not. I didn't expect to start going back to the live stream every night again. That wasn't my intention. Of course, every time that kid's freaking me out, makes me freaking tired, and now he's sleeping, which I respectfully let him sleep. Originally, it was supposed to be was when I was up on the computer, he'd be sleeping, and then when I was done with my few hours, I'd go to sleep, he'd get up and do what he has to do, if he chooses to. And then for some reason that changed when he decided that he wanted to stay in bed. And because he's saying his legs are stiff. But he doesn't realize with osteoarthritis, you gotta keep moving. You can't stop. He doesn't have gout anymore. That's gone. He's got osteoarthritis now, which is driving me crazy because he thinks that he still should stay in bed. And like, Jesus Christ, that's not the way it works with osteoarthritis. You can't do that. You gotta keep moving or your joints are gonna get stiff. And he's lazy. He's like, he's a Taurus. I was like, oh, no, I'm just not gonna do anything. You don't do anything. You're gonna become basically a big giant statue. Once your joints start freezing up like that, you're not gonna do crap. How you doing, FC? Now, FC asked me a question about the Restream.io, which I want to talk about. To my knowledge, once you subscribe to the service, they take away the watermarks. No guarantee, but I think they know. OBS doesn't give a watermark. I never saw a watermark when using OBS. just using their software. But $16 a month is a lot of money to throw around just to stream on multiple networks. But some people do it because it's easier to spread out their. FC says, tell Ed to stop with all these excuses. He wants you doing all this work and he's not being. No, but if he doesn't start getting back on his butt, he's going to become almost as stiff as a stone. He won't be able to do a lot of things. And there's no reason why, he can't do some light work. And when I say light work, I mean like for him, just like I told him, just walk around the house a little bit. That's all you have to do. Just walk around a little bit, work on your hobbies. Instead of sitting there in the bed, acting like a big giant turd on the plate, just do something. Yeah. I don't know. He just doesn't seem to understand that he's not helping himself at all. I have empathy for some point, but after a while they keep going on repeating the same old trend sucks. So yeah, like I explained also to you back to the situation with OBS. If you want to set multiple sessions OBS, you can stream multiple channels at the same time. Although I'll be honest, if you do that, it's a pain to keep track of them because you got to start and stop each one of the streams individually. Trying to coordinate all the chats means you can have multiple chat windows open, one for each service that you want to read chats from. Restream.io makes it a lot easier to do because it's just one site that takes care of your stream, sends it out to multiple platforms, integrates multiple chat streams into one comprehensive stream that you can read instead of having to go through 5 or 6 applications. I did not see Odyssey as an option, no. Maybe on a paid account. Just go to www.restream.io and look to see if Odyssey may be on one of the upper tiers as a paid source. Do I have to have multiple stream programs open? Is that what you're saying? If you don't want to use Restream.io to do it, yes. If you want to do it individually and forego the convenience of having another company do it for you, yes, that's exactly what you're going to have to do. It's just a lot of additional steps, and I wouldn't even bother to do it. For example, they streamed to Discord last night. I had to have Discord open because Discord was not on the Restream.io for streaming to Discord. So I had to, they would pass the chat to Discord, but they wouldn't stream to Discord. So I had to run Discord stream as well as the Restream.io stream. Yeah, tell me about it. It's a lot of work. And then, of course, if you were doing uploads, you could do it that way too. You could upload a video to every single stream site. The same video. Honestly, I do not know. Sorry, I do not know how to stream to Odyssey yet. That's probably heavy on the processing. My internet could handle it, but not sure processor side of things. Well, it is. Because I can tell you from my own computer, if you had to run 5 streams simultaneously, yeah, your processor would have to be something like an i9, or the very latest i7s. to keep up with all that processor. Lots of memory too. Actually, 2 streams, a test stream as well. I didn't try Odyssey streaming yet. But you missed earlier when I was talking about what is debt ceiling. But a Liberty coin, I don't know how that works, but take a look at the earlier in the show, and I was talking about what's going on with Congress. Just really weird. But every day, is I don't have the link. I don't have the link to my Honesty channel yet. I don't even know what it is. I have it, but I don't have the actual channel. If that makes any sense, because I signed up, but then I never really did anything with it. Because when I signed up, I was in the midst of a strike with YouTube, and so a lot of the settings got messed up because of the strike. So, I couldn't even get Odyssey coin or Liberty coin, whatever, because that reason. Now I got the strike removed, but still, I haven't done anything with it yet. It's synced now, yeah. The 2 channels are synced. But I couldn't sync originally when the channel was under the strike. I got so many social media networks now. Just keeping no track of the ones I got is enough to drive me crazy. You should really sync your channel. It's only a couple of clicks, and within a week, your video should carry over. I believe they are. I am synced now, but I haven't done anything with it. I don't know how the videos carry over to that network. I don't understand how that happens. I think so. Again, as I said, I haven't been on ODC. I know it sounds ODC, but I don't really know if they are or not. See, I don't understand how Odyssey works. To be sure, I mean, I don't know. They might be. They might not be. This is one of those things that I haven't quite figured out yet. And I don't see you there. I'm there. I'm there. Let me log in later on. I'll check and see what the story is. Not me. I probably got a couple hanging chads somewhere to fix. You would have to link it. I did link it. At least I think I did. I don't know. Like I said, that's probably one of the hanging chads I'm gonna have to fix. Now, thank God it's next week, on the 9th. The month will be. It was over, half over, third of the way over. Okay, 30 days in September. But what are we going to do with all the 750,000 expected evictions that are going to start? I still think about that. Our country can't even deal with the 1.5 million homeless that are already running around. How am I going to deal with another? Just bring it off to 2.5 million homeless to start with. That's pretty scary. Okay. Could you do me a favor and also send that to me on Discord so I can add it? It's kind of be a lot easier. You could do me a favor and actually send me a Discord message with that link. Because you know the way that this thing works is it kind of cuts it shorter to fit within the space allowed, and in a message, if you have long links, it's gonna truncate them. It's just easier just to send a copy of it so I can go back to it and look at it. Yeah, I can click it now, but yeah, I can click it now. Just give me a second here. Now I gotta log in then. Oh dear God. Am I still logged in already? Yeah, I'm logged in. Claim your channel. Duh. That's easy enough to do. This is mine! Alright, this is where I got a problem. Okay. MicheleMarieDalene. Okay, I am claimed. But there's no view. The North American Snow Queen. Now, how do you sync the goddamn shit anyway? Because I don't even see a sync option. It's not even under accounts, is it? Maybe it's in the gear. Settings. Theme, 24 o'clock, account, password, bank account, payment methods. Manage, password, bank accounts. Okay, payment methods, current settings, notifications, blocked and muted channels, publish confirmation, show, preview, and confirmation, purchase tip confirmation, system, clear application cake, hide wallet balance, password. Where do you find the sync link you're talking about? Because I don't see it here. Okay. Alright, so I guess that's a start, right? So where's my videos then? Let's see, I don't even see my channel content. Oh, that's... I don't even see my content. I don't even see the notifications on here too. North American Squid has his first follower. We are the biggest blockchain. The mainstream always get it right. Not doesn't tell me anything of how I can see my own videos. Where's my videos? Where are my videos? I mean, where? I don't even know where my videos are because either I'm on the wrong place or whatever. I'm not seeing my videos at all. Click the link. There, LOL. I did, but it's not. Whatever. All right. So I click on my face. And I see channels, right? Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. There's channels. There's my channel. Oh yeah, there they are. Okay. Of course, it takes a long time. I don't even know if the very newest chill zone, how I feel about video claims. Yeah, that's there. Okay. So as far as going live, I haven't figured out how to stream live. Hi. I'll have to figure that out. Okay, this is another thing to do. I see them. So, where's the tool to go live on it? Where do I get the RTMP key and stuff? Because I don't see a live button anywhere on this thing. I see the about. This is my YouTube channel. Let's see, like for example, I see publish a photo, create a channel. I don't even see. I don't even upload, sync your YouTube channel. I'm only syncing my YouTube channel. Alright. Okay. You'll be able to claim your channel once it has been finished syncing. Okay. The thing is, I still don't see how to go live. I don't see a live button. I don't see a live button at all. I don't even know where the live button is. Click the link to the URL there. LOL. Yeah, okay. I don't see a live button. See, they mentioned I should be able to stream live, but I don't see a live button. Again, this is a whole new layer of headaches to deal with. I mean, I have enough trouble just trying to figure out how to do everything else. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll figure it out. It's got 5 minutes to 11:30 because I gotta go downstairs and check the mail and stuff. Basically, I see a published video, but I don't see the live link. So tonight, guys, if there is gonna be a night show, we're gonna play some World of Warcraft tonight, or maybe play ESO. Maybe play both, because I need to work on that stuff too. Because I can't guarantee that Ed's gonna be doing anything. I think Ed is depressed. I think Ed is suffering from depression. He may not be saying why, but I think he's starting to feel depressed with his life. I'm getting that kind of impression. It's like he's not happy with what's going on in the world right now. Just forget it if it's too much, more or less. Good to have you as a backup with his videos. Yeah, but you didn't tell me how you live stream. Do me a favor, send me that link. How do you live stream on this program? I could do it, but yeah, you know. If you want to do me a favor and post a link to it of how you live stream on it. Yeah. Well, guys, it is just about time to go downstairs, check the mail. Some jerk's been stealing packages again. We're just trying to keep an eye on it, see who it is. We don't know who that is. Just some other person is blocking all my subs. I'm not sure who they are either. If somebody knows who they are, let me know. And so I can deal with that rogue mod that's doing that. That's the reason why I don't want to go through and give a million wrenches out anymore, because it's just not a good idea to give out wrenches like that excessively. So we'll see what happens for today, guys. And for now, I want you to go have a nice day. I'll see you later if I feel up to it. And Ed's sleeping. Ed's tired. He's grumpy. I'm kind of tired because he keeps waking me up when I fall asleep. And then it's like, oh God, like he's gonna have to start getting up his, doing something with his life. Okay, well, I'll look at it. Right now, the biggest problem is I don't think he's got his gout right now. I think he's got regular osteoarthritis right now. I think his gout's under control, but his osteoarthritis is a raging gaging. Uh, that's something else. Okay, thanks, FC. Alright, guys, so we'll see what happens a little later on today. Might play some World of Warcraft tonight, and just like we did last night, but we'll just do a World of Warcraft stream instead so we can keep up with World of Warcraft and get some of the Facebook people involved and see what World of Warcraft is. A lot of people said to me, a lot of older people that have never played video games did not know what World of Warcraft was or Elder Scrolls Online. So I will show you both of that probably tonight on the show. Yeah. Okay, guys. So share the stream with everybody. Even though it isn't very much of a stream, but that's okay. It's because it's a morning show. It's Saturday. And for now, I'll talk to you guys real soon. Stay out of trouble. Bye bye. Bye bye, guys.